First, Luis, would you please talk about the politics of this in light of, okay, it was sort of Marco Rubio's idea, so now he's against it. Joe Walsh is against it. Chicago Tribune is in favor of it. And Mitt Romney hasn't nailed down a position on it. How do you think this is going to play out? What are the political implications?
Look, here's what I know. I know that because many of us came together and all were in agreement on what we wanted, that is, an implementation of the prosecutorial discretion memorandum. So how does this all start? So last December 2010, 55 senators say that they're going to vote for cloture. But now it takes 60. 51 Democrats and 4 Republicans. And some of the very people who had sponsored the DREAM Act, sponsored it, had already voted for the DREAM Act in committee and in 2007, all of a sudden decided that they had to secure the border, and that was their mantra: secure the border, secure the border, secure the border. So we met with the president. He says, what should we do? I said, Mr. President, you have to protect our youth, you have to protect children, you have to protect families, you have to protect immigrant workers. And it's going to be you because the legislative process is not working. We tried it. It passed the DREAM Act 216 to 198. 216 to 198. That was the score. And of the 216 votes in favor of the DREAM Act, 8 of them were Republicans and 208 Democrats. So look, it's been very clear that a majority of the Senate and a majority of the House has wanted to pass this particular part of comprehensive immigration, because it is one part of comprehensive immigration reform. So where are we at today? Look, when Senator Rubio said he had a proposal, I sat down with him right away. Why? Because I understood that the most important thing wasn't who won politically, but whether immigrants were going to win in terms of social justice for themselves. But I got to say something. Senator Rubio campaigned against the DREAM Act. He said, elect me to the U.S. Senate, then I oppose the DREAM Act. He campaigned on self-deportation, saying immigrants, the way we resolve all these undocumented, just leave. He said that it was all amnesty. Then a young girl, Colombian girl, 18 years old, going to a marvelous college, he met her. Let me just say, the reason he was able to meet that young Colombian girl, because she got a 2-year deferment and a work permit because of the prosecutorial discretion memorandum that we achieved last year. He met her. In other words, she was not being deported because of an action that a community took. And you want to know something? We all gathered together and said, let's do this. But at the same time, we said, stop the deportation. So Senator Rubio said, I had a change of mind. Now he's saying, well, we shouldn't have done it that way. You know something? I don't care to hook or crook, right? I want to save people from being deported. I want to get them a work permit. I want to integrate them fully into society. All I say to Senator Rubio, I still have the same disposition to working with them that I had before Friday. Except now, he and I and others don't have to worry about young people getting deported while he and I figure out. And let's just say the politicians decide, well, we can't work it out before the next election, which is probably what's going to happen. Guess what? The young people, by that time, they have their work permit. They have their driver's license. They're on with their lives. So all I'm trying to say is, look, Mitt Romney has said time. They asked Mitt Romney yesterday a very simple question. They said, Governor Romney, if you were elected President of the United States, will you continue with the memorandum? He couldn't give us an answer. That's not what we want to hear. We want to hear somebody that is. Why? Because Governor Romney has said, I believe in self-deportation. Moreover, he said that the model we should use in instituting immigration reform is 1070 in Arizona. That should be the model used for the rest of the nation. And then he said, if elected, I will veto any proposal such as the DREAM Act if it comes before my death. You know what? That's the kind of difference that we have. But having said all of that, the politics of this thing, I just got to tell you, I'm just really happy. You know, everybody says, oh, the politicians, they only do things you know, for political reasons, right, or political benefit. You want to know something? They do a lot of bad things for political reasons, okay? A lot of bad things. I'm really happy to see that if they did it for a political reason, at least there's a good thing that comes out of it and a good justice that comes to a community.